First up, from Attack on Titan, Assassination Classroom, Dragon Ball Z, A Certain Magical Index, Guilty Crown. He plays the One-Eyed Ghoul, Eye Patch, Centipede, the main protagonist of the Tokyo Ghoul series, Kaneki. Please welcome Austin Tindle. Kaneki. I always do the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. Kaneki, it's Austin Tindle, everybody. What's up, Austin?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you for joining us. Where are you? We've got people watching from around the world: Mexico, Philly, Florida. You heard all those countries. India. Where are you currently zooming in from?
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Very nice.
Apartment number is.
No, too much. Internet safety, awesome. All right, next up, from Black Clover, Dragon Ball Super, My Hero Academia, Black Butler, Fairy Tail. You can't have a ghoul without their mask, so this mask maker ghoul and member of the clowns known as Uta, it's Aaron Roberts, everybody.
I clicked the button. There we are. No? Yeah,
You
there we
did
are.
it. You did it.
Yeah, it's a great time to be a mask maker in this time of the pandemic.
It's oh my gosh. I rewatched the series just recently, and the like theme of mask wearing, I mean, it just has a whole new play, and it still has a similar type thing of people not wanting, especially with Kaneki, like not wanting to spread his disease. Yeah. Initially has that zipper pulled in. It's so cool. And yeah, I'd love to talk about how you all feel about the series now and how it kind of plays for people watching it today. But let's get the rest of the cast out there. Oh, Aaron, where are you zooming in from?
My wife and I just took advantage of these sweet Rona rates and bought a house just north of Dallas in Plano, Texas.
Wow, very nice. All right. So we got Texas represented in the house so far, two out of 5. Let's keep the party moving here. From My Hero Academia, Assassination Classroom, Fairy Tail, Steins Gate, and One Piece. I can hear this character's giggle in my head. I was watching the final episodes, and oh my gosh, what an amazing character. I don't want to spoil too much of this character. Just know that this character has multiple forms that she takes. But she is Ito. Please give it up for Lindsay Seidel.
Hey.
Hey, Lindsay. There it is. There's that laughter. So many giggle flaps for you in this one for sure. And done in different ways too. Where are you joining us from today, Lindsay?
I am also in Dallas, Texas.
Oh my gosh. The entire is that where Funimation? Where's Funimation located? The actual place
in the Dallas area.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I know a lot of you are down there for that. So, well, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Next up, from Dragon Ball Super, My Hero Academia, Orange, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Black Clover. She is rank 2 Ghoul Investigator, Psycho Yonebayashi. Please give it up for Sarah Wiedenheft. Oh, Sarah, I muted. I feel bad I muted Sarah before. Sarah, we can hear you.
Well, that's good.
Start your video in the lower.
There we go. Yay. I pressed start and it said, no, that's okay. Anyways,
that's
hello.
Right. Yay. Hello, Sarah. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, I muted you because there was someone in your room that we heard, and I just didn't want anything explicit out there.
That is Rico.
Yeah, Rico.
Well, of course it was.
Say hi to Rico.
He was talking smack about my dog.
Nice. Well, Sarah, so far we're 3 out of 3 for 5, 3 out of 5 for Texas. Texas. All right.
Yep.
Well, welcome and thank you for being here today. And last but certainly not least, from Attack on Titan, One Piece, A Certain Magical Index, is this a zombie and death parade? Following in her father's footsteps as an investigator, Akira Mado. Please give it up for Morgan Lauré.
Hi.
Yeah,
One of us.
Morgan, I feel like it's only appropriate that you've got blonde braids, just like your character. So we appreciate that.
That was an accident. I was redhead for a long time, and I kind of looked down at my character because I was looking some stuff. It's been a long time since we've done this, and I went, oh, maybe I should just pull some little tendrils out, and it looks like I'm cosplaying.
Pretty close. Some amazing cosplay from Tokyo Ghoul over the years. My gosh. But yeah, 20, I think, what was it? Tokyo Ray, the second half was Tokyo Ghoul Ray. The second half was 2018. I want to say, I feel like came out. You might have
that sounds
recorded.
about right.
Yeah. I mean, but it was spread out, you know what I mean? It kind of took its time from 2015, you know, with each new iteration and each new season. But what a fun rewatch. I remember watching it at the time and really enjoying it. And then I binged the entire thing. And I just want to kick things off. I know all of you do so much voice work and so much acting. And this series was so beautiful. The music, the artistry, the themes, you know what I mean, of like acceptance and you know, ghouls versus humans and what life is more valuable. You know, just so many awesome things. I just want to kind of start going around the room and just, is there anything, because Morgan even mentioned it, like it's been so long and like, you know, trying to go back and revisit, okay, oh yeah, like what did I do there? And like, what character was I? Austin, obviously you had the most to do out of everybody here, but you know, I just love to open it up and, you know, just chat a little bit about what it is about Tokyo Ghoul that you remember particularly kind of sticking out about the series or about your performance or about your characters.
I'll go.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. That was last
We're
one.
ready.
And I know.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
So Mike McFarland was the director of this,
Yes,
and he
awesome.
also played my opposite, Detective Amon.
Yep.
And I remember, and Mike is notorious for doing this for my career. A lot of anime is very like, "Wah, la, 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 la," and there's just a lot of, and every time I go into Mike's booth, it's like, okay, Morgan, I need you to pull out your real acting chops right now, because you and me are doing this. And he got up in the window screen with me and actually said the lines with me while I was acting. And that was the first experience I'd ever had that way, because it was just
Awesome.
It was so moving to me, and like seeing his face, because we don't get that. That's a luxury. You're not in the booth with anybody else at any time. And some of the stuff was really intense, and especially my stuff, like with my dad dying and all of that. So I was super thankful, and I felt like he got a better performance out of me because of that.
Awesome. But I was going to ask that later. Mike McFarland, obviously a voiceover legend, you know what I mean? And now ADR director too, had to be so cool to work with. But yeah, I don't know. Any other immediate reactions about things that particularly stuck out about this specific anime?
There's only one time I've been able to act in the booth with another person, and it was a love scene with David Mantranga. We're an anime called Hitorijime.
Oh my gosh.
But
Lucky you, man.
David Wald had this idea. It was really interesting, but yeah, it's the only time that it was very intimate. I could smell his breath.
Was it good? Was it good?
It was good.
Okay.
Like tobacco and leather.
Everyone's going to be Googling that scene and just like reliving it, like picturing you in the booth.
They're like, I can smell it too.
But one of the most interesting things about the show for me, I guess, is just the fact that it is the longest I've been involved in an anime show with the same character.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, there was like a 2-year break where we weren't doing anything. It wasn't like once a year like The Simpsons or something. But
was that between one, like first season and second season? Between one and Route A?
Between Route A and Re.
Got it.
I think we had like a 2-year gap, and there was a 2-year gap in the story. So that was interesting to come back to. But yeah, it's I don't know. But aside from that, I think with a lot of anime, especially this kind of genre, there are so many lines that you could take out of context that I think speak very truthfully about what the human experience is.
Yeah.
In some ways, this could just be a big metaphor about the trauma of puberty.
No, 100%. I mean, the first episode, I remember the first episode so vividly because you're sitting there and you see this, like, again, teenage boy, and he's like in love with, he has this crush on this girl, and then he finally has, I mean, I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but it's crush, and I'm like, oh, this is
that craves human flesh in order to survive.
And that was the point where I was like, oh, okay, I see where we're going with this. Like, this is going to be insane. My gosh. Right on the first date, she just shoots at her, I always pronounce it wrong, the Kagune, you know what I mean? And devours her, a kitty in a bundle.
And then just drop.
Also, a lot of like.
So it doesn't seem like what I'm doing right now is weird.
Not in this house.
I'm petting a cat right now.
Oh, I see. You were showing us what was below that we couldn't see.
Yeah.
So that we knew that it was a cat. Very nice. Very nice. Awesome. Talk about the emoting, that you had to do for this one, though. I mean, my gosh, so Kaneki, like you said, was the character that you lived with the longest and goes through so many different swings of character, from being like homicidal to just like hugely upset to enraged, all the whole range of emotions. And a lot of it comes out not through just lines, but through sounds and, and actually, I mean, was it difficult? Like, what was the process like for that?
Yeah, it was very physically strenuous. It was easy to screw up and hurt myself. But what's cool about the whole anime process is that we can all go kind of step by step, and I think we start to get used to that. It was nice to have an opportunity to play someone going through psychosis that does have multiple versions of themselves interacting. And that was the scariest part of the process for sure. Is there's one episode where like all these slightly different versions of himself talk to himself, and I don't know if they sounded very different or not.
You're like, this is a Tuesday.
Just as different moods.
Yeah, but I think it's something we get used to, especially as anime actors, going from booth to booth. So there was a lot of vocal preparation. I probably am like half an octave lower permanently now after doing that and a few other shows.
No, I mean, it's funny. You can't. Yeah, you can't even like hear it.
Get that range.
Yeah, people still want me to do the voice, and I'm like, ugh.
It's high. That's a high voice. Yeah. Just to shout out to some fans, and the fans that are watching, obviously feel free to keep sending in your questions and tagging us. Doc Serenity asked a very similar question on the train that we're here, is what resonates with you most about your characters in Tokyo Ghoul. So I just want to give a shout out to Doc who's watching. But yeah, love to hear from the other three. Aaron, why don't you take us into Uta? Was there something that, again, particularly said about the character or just the series, looking back at it?
I remember when I came in to record, I remember being upset generally about the series because I was not asked to audition. And I remember because I'm a petty piece of garbage, I remember having hurt my heart and maybe a little bit of hate. And I came in to record. I thought I was going to be doing a walla or bit parts which I'm always grateful for work. But when I came in to record that day, I had no idea what I was going to be working on. And then Mike laid it all out for me, and he's like, "This is the guy that you're going to play." And there's a place. It's closed now because of the pandemic. It's closed, but there was a place called Lizard Lounge, which on Sunday nights here in Dallas, in Deep Ellum, turned into the church.
The church.
The golf club, and people would come out and whatever. And I've explored those things. And those environments and
super cash, so cash.
Not that lifestyle. I mean, I am from Florida after all. So I'm more used to swinging a hammer than I am applying
eyeliner. Yeah.
So anyway, but he said, "Hey, just this is what the character is about. Blah blah blah. This is probably the kind of guy that hangs out at the church." And I was like, "I got you, bro. I know exactly what's happening with this guy. This is great."
Nice.
Of course, little did I know that it was like like so many of the characters in the show. They're so there are so many internal struggles in every single character.
Yeah.
And so many like diametric like oppositions in this entire show. But I didn't realize that this guy was gonna grow into the thing that he would eventually be, and not that we ever got to see that because Ray didn't really flush all that stuff out. But whatever.
Yeah. No, I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter.
No, everything's fine. It was weird because like we did Route A, and then I had fans that were coming up to me at conventions and talking to me about the manga. And which is always one of the worst parts about being a voice actor, because I am not going to pirate that. I'm going to buy it. Like I bought all the Fire Force manga. Like I'm reading all about Hinomaru. But you have fans that are coming up to you to your table and be like, "Hey man, did you know that you're this? Oh no, and then you killed this person." And like, cool. Like I guess that's Soiled it.
Put them in the trash now.
That's right.
I thankfully had some people say like, "Is it okay if I tell you this?" And I'm like, maybe.
Yeah.
Other people like ask me, like, are you all allowed to know this stuff? Like, whenever I do a play on stage or like with a film that is not a giant like studio production, like you get to read the whole script. Yeah. Like your job is to act surprised, and like that's your whole gig. Anyway,
unless you're a character that does know everything. That's
right. But yes, man. But in terms of like the way that this show is still relevant, I mean, we're living, particularly here in America, we're living in a climate where you don't know who the good guys and the bad guys are.
Yeah.
The good guys are the ghouls, the bad guys. Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah. And then again, I know we briefly talked about the whole idea of the mask, you know what I mean? And is, the person that's wearing the mask, the good person or the bad, oh my gosh, and even
nowadays, like anyone wearing the mask is the good person.
Is the good person. Yeah. And that's a good point. That's a good point. We can all stand behind, wear a mask. My gosh. But even like, Kaneki behind the mask, like has his own struggle, you know what I mean? Going on of like, and then the different, oh my gosh. Yeah. Sarah, you were talking.
He has that zipper that he always leaves open. So he's not really being very useful.
You gotta have aesthetics.
Still eat at public restaurants.
That was like when this first started, people were like making jokes, which are not funny. You know what I mean? That were like, oh, like I'll just put like a straw through it or something like that. That was, my gosh.
I saw the people who were doing like Muppets. They just like cut it open like this and we're eating through it.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
This is nightmare fuel.
Yeah, nightmare fuel.
Like a Skeksis beak.
Yeah. Sarah, you talked a little bit about, obviously you come in and it was an interesting time jump. You know what I mean? We get like, I think it's like 2 or 3 years later, we missed some of the like manga in the anime, but we kind of just jump in. What was it like kind of coming into that? Did you go back and read manga or watch the first 2 seasons of the anime, bringing these like new set of characters, the Quinxes, into the storyline?
I watched a few of the episodes, but honestly, embarrassingly, I haven't really watched it before until like after I really started doing it. But yeah, I watched a few episodes. I didn't get too far into it. I just got like the general idea of what was going on in the world. But I basically came in and Mike's like, he has this thing of casting me as these little weird bean characters. And so he's like, you're a sweet little weird thing. You like to stay inside. And like the first scene you see with her is her going to the fridge, bringing out a huge chunk of meat and looking at people and screaming and running away to her room. So I was like, what is this thing? What does she do? But finding out that she's also part Quinx, and I don't know, she was really cool because she was pretty relatable. She's like, I just want to get all the money and play at home and not do all the work. But realistically, she had to go out there, and she was a really cool character. I did expect with this anime for there to be some bad things going on and for it to get a little bit serious at some point.
Just a little serious.
Just a little.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, somebody's going to die in this group. It's probably going to be me. Like that was my first thought. I'm like, there's a scene where like I really thought it was going to happen. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And then it didn't happen. I was like, what? When is it going to happen? It's wild. It got serious. It had so many like notes of like different emotions, like depression and all that too. It's like,
yeah. No,
she's a cool character.
It's intense, but it's cool to watch and experience. You know what I mean? Because of that, because of all the layers and even the comment. anime traditionally has like those comical characters, and we have some here, but even those characters like do that turn. And that's my lead into Lindsay here with Ito. You know what I mean? We see this light, sort of fun, kind of wispy looking character, you know what I mean? And OMG, what that character becomes. And I just want to say shout out to 2 fans watching. Heather Clark, first off, Sarah, says they just want to say your outfit is super cute. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Always so cute.
Yeah, but Lindsay,
don't look at me. I'm stopping the video.
Yeah. But Lindsay, Sharker Frank, was asking specifically about Ito, sort of the evolution of Ito, and then possibly also if you think that there could have been a love interest thing there with Kaneki at any point, was a specific question from Sharka.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was definitely hinted at, and I remember Mike bringing that up at some point when we were working on the show as being something he was like, in your reads, you can, kind of hint at that. It's, not a for sure thing, but Eto was just, really one of the most fun characters I've ever gotten to voice because I got to go all over the place with her.
Yeah, my gosh.
Went from creepy but kind of cutesy little girl voice to like, oh, I'm just a regular human lady who's like really sweet and well spoken, to really crazy, scary monster creaturey noises, to then just kind of like manic, crazy, creepy, kind of sexual lady.
Yeah, that's there.
So she really like went everywhere. And so that was a lot of fun and definitely challenging at times. And we had to make sure to schedule my sessions where I was doing the monstery stuff, where I wouldn't have any recording taking place right after that for anything else. Because my voice would be shot because it was, the all like kind of noises.
My favorite.
Good time.
Well, yeah. Was there anything? My favorite was like Eto's laugh, sort of converted into monster. Because it was a similar type of thing where it was like that, like same like sort of run, the you know what I mean? But like as a monster. Right. And that's when you started to like sense, if you were paying attention at the time, we didn't know who the owl was, and there was all this kind of confusion. And then you're like, "Ooh, I hear a little bit in there." Super cool. Was there a favorite on the spectrum that like that was your favorite to do of Eto?
Oh, I don't know. I like doing all of it. I mean, I really, I don't know if this really like. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I do enjoy playing creepy characters. It's like really fun. So I did particularly enjoy the really creepy bits, and the monstery creaturey noises are also really fun, even though they are very taxing and exhausting to do. Yeah. Basically, I enjoyed her the most when she was at her craziest.
yeah, nice. That seems to be the standard, or not the standard, but the common answer. The ones that you have the most fun with are the crazy people.
Yeah, right?
Well, that leads us to the next question, kind of, and we already touched on it a bit, but obviously this comes from Destron Decepticon 23. Nice tag, nice handle. Was it interesting? What was the most interesting part about playing all of these morally gray characters? That could sort of flip on a dime and turn from humans to monsters to ghouls to supporting ghouls. There's also like a cool, like, I compared it a lot to X-Men, if you will, where there's like the good mutants and the bad mutants and like people switching sides, and and then the humans we have a human that's backing the ghouls. Again, I'm giving away everything here with the series, but again, the overall question is, playing all these morally gray characters, what's the most fun part of that?
I mean, I just generally appreciate when I get cast in shows that have characters that have enough depth to them to where they do have those gray areas, because that's how people are in real life. I don't think that there are people in real life who are just entirely good or entirely bad. There are always gray areas, and the way people are, there's always potential for change and evolution.
Yes.
And so I just really, really appreciate shows that actually show that in their characters.
Yeah, I think the answer is in the question, because I don't believe in one-dimensional villains, and I don't believe in one-dimensional heroes. I was in a show. I was actually doing Julius Caesar, and I had an assistant director that told me that like this person, like everyone loves a one-dimensional villain, and you should amp that thing up. And I was like, no, I'm good, because like no one's like there's not. I don't know. I believe that every character should be three-dimensional, and then we'll figure it out. The audience will figure it out. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I think that's like one of the great things about the show is that everyone's so conflicted. But yeah, I love that.
There's a term that was coined a while ago called negative capability that was used to describe like Beethoven and other savants, and it talks about the tendency for these highly intelligent people to have difficulty sticking to one side of an opinion. So for instance, like politically, they often are people that can see both sides of a situation and then often don't have a very specific, they use that for a bunch of writers too, including Shakespeare, why his ability to speak from so many different perspectives is because he kind of saw both sides of the story very easily. So playing negative or playing morally gray characters makes me feel brilliant.
Good setup, Austin. Specific tweak on that answer, or not on the answer, but on the question, Austin, from Monkey D Mama 2122. We talked about the three, the three different series, and even for Kaneki, even between 1 and 2 becomes a completely different, or takes a different approach, to the character, and then different in Re. And Monkey D Mama was wondering, was there a particular one that was your favorite, and was it tricky coming back into it after the time gap due to like the prior seasons and the changes to the character, like complete changes, waking up with amnesia, you know what I mean, and not quite sure?
Particular episode that was?
No, just I guess the comparison between the first 2 seasons and then coming back to the character as a completely different, what was that like? Well,
first of all, it was easier than if they had asked me to come back and it was the next day from the end of the season.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
So it was pretty fun. Getting to play Heisei and trying to have this exercise of changing vocal quality in as little cosmetic changes as possible to still hopefully like get a tone that might be identifiable as different than the other ones. And luckily, Mike McFarland held my hand through most of that. So I try to just do what I'm told.
You do it well, so we appreciate you for doing it. Sarah Morgan, similar question, just about kind of the morally gray characters and what was the most fun part of digging your vocal chops into those style of characters.
So
on cue, Kitty on cue.
You can go.
My character's a little bit different. Remember I had the opposite of Aaron, where I would be at cons and someone would come up and I would be like, have you read the manga Do I Ever Turn Into a Ghoul? because I wanted that. And kind of like Lindsay said, the most fun characters, the characters that just go off the rails and you can play with that vocally. And up until recently, I was cast a lot in kind of these very straight, hard-hitting, black and white characters. And so I guess my change, I love that she had a lesser journey, but I feel like it was so impactful because it was like, no, wait, but I love that person, but that person was this. But so her struggle was much more internal. And I think that was kind of Detective Motto's theme. But I always clung to the kind of what Aaron was saying, that everybody has all of those different facets in them. And I love being able to see someone kind of open their mind a little bit at a time. And that's pretty much what my character did throughout the entire season. When it was like, no, maybe, oh God. And then at the end, it's like, poof, I'm in.
Yeah.
I almost died in a minute.
Well, you need those characters as a juxtaposition, otherwise it would just be like, everyone's crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think the humans, and I think the human characters in general, like really develop throughout the series. You know what I mean? They start off very one note, and it's really just not one note, but not featured as much. You know what I mean? We're focusing on the ghouls and their storyline. And then when we get to see the cracks break, you know what I mean, on the humans and start to find out more about them, it's just like really, you're like, oh man, I thought I was on the ghoul side, but now I'm like kind of going back to the human. You know what I mean? And that's what really makes it like awesome, because you really can't pick in these big massive battles. Like you keep going back and forth. Like, I'm going to root for this side or that side. So yeah, no, it's so awesome. Sarah, we got to meet your kitty. What's your kitty's name? Or well, there's two kitties there. I guess
this one's Belle.
Right.
This one is
Ariel.
Rocky. I know. We thought.
How old are they?
There's another one named Ollie. They aren't mine cats. They're Rico and Hopes. But oh no, sorry. They're a little bit too big to be milking, and Belle's been picking them off. She's their mom. Surprisingly, she's very small. I know.
I thought they were all babies.
I thought so too. Like when they brought them home and they said that they're picking between the kittens, I'm like, oh, where's mom at? And they're like, she just got fixed. But yeah. I also really like morally gray characters. It's hard to get stuck into like a lot of anime tropes. Like you think that you see like this character, and you're like, oh, that's a trope. Like is my character going to be that little comic relief kind of thing? As like, sure. But in this one, I really like that all the characters aren't just like this. Like they all have a big set of personality. Like it's not just her that's funny. Like it's a lot of other people that are funny, and they all have like a whole range of like they are a person basically. Like so it's really cool. Yeah, it was really nice and refreshing to see that Psycho became this like really just, I can't say anything more than just like a real person. Like she went through so much. And it's really fun. It was really fun playing like little parts where she's just like, yeah, what's it do, baby? Basically. But then there'd be times where she's just like pouring her heart out, because like a lot of times she would be the one who's like, wait, are we not going to actually like go out and fix this problem? Like, are we just going to be like, sit around here and mope and like wait for the police to do this? No, let's go. And then she'd have a tantrum because she's still young about it. And they're like, we can't, you got to think. And I don't know. She's really cool. No, I like cool that they're all well-rounded.
Yeah, totally. And we get to see now more of the like the half ghouls, which again adds another whole layer in, of the half human, half ghoul. Austin, what's your kitty's name? Sorry, I feel bad that as an owner of two cats. Cat show and tell time.
Did you have the haiku thing with it?
Let me get mine.
Yeah, everyone got
their Instagram page where she writes haikus about being a cat.
I love that thing.
Say hi.
Oh, puppies. Pet show and tell.
Show me your pets.
Aaron,
where's yours?
1 second.
Oh no.
Wait.
I
also have another.
Someone.
I hope he brings his wife in his arms and is like,
it seems like something large is coming, perhaps, or maybe kids.
That's what I was going to say.
If you're watching in the chat, everyone guess in the chat what Aaron's going to bring back. That's the new
He's
game.
He's going to come back naked.
We'll take it.
I am married, but I never knew that I could feel love.
All right, the whole clan is here.
This is Domino. She is named after one of my favorite Marvel characters.
Yeah, nice.
She is an Oklahoma girl. She loves to spend time outside. She loves to eat poop.
Mine loves to roll in poop. You'll be great friends.
JWay150 on Twitch is like, please show us more animals. We all appreciate it. Oh my gosh, awesome! We're almost out of time. I want to remind the fans we've got some fun like rapid fire questions I want to do here at the end from some of our fans. But I do want to remind the fans that those one-on-one video chats, if you have like very specific questions about some of the other series that all these actors have done, that's the perfect opportunity is purchasing those one-on-one video chats. So if you're able, head to wizardworldvirtual.com and take advantage of those. They're happening at the top of the next hour and the next half hour. So definitely purchase those now if you are interested. And don't forget about video recorded messages and autographs. We talked about the intensity emotionally of all these characters, or Aaron, in your case, like playing someone that's just completely like the flip of like who you are, who you see yourself to be. And the question comes from, there were people like hashtagging Florida Man, Aaron Roberts in the chat when you were saying, but Nico Hopkins wants to know, do you ever find yourself getting stuck in character after like a hard day of work? Kind of like having the mindset still lingering, especially with characters like this that are so emotional? Or is it very just like, shake it off, I'm done? Nico is curious. Yeah, I thought it was an interesting question.
I walk away sometimes, and what I have trouble turning off is making a sound for every tiny movement I make.
Yes.
All the flaps.
We're eating.
Oh my God.
I'm eating now.
Years now.
I think I like hit my head the other day and went, ah!
I mean, honestly, my dog only knows that I'm talking to him if I'm using a high-pitched, tiny anime girl voice.
Yeah, sometimes like I do that. Not necessarily like staying in character, but if I'm in a higher range for a while, like really high, it might take me a while to come back down.
Yeah.
I have a hard time letting go of staying vocally checked in. Like if I'm stressed out about choosing, I don't know, vegetables, like at a grocery store, I'm just like, like out loud, doing like, green beans are good.
Do you bump into people and go,
Oh, absolutely.
Whenever I blink now, that's the big one.
There's a sound. There's a sound for blink.
There is sometimes in the script.
Oh my god.
sometimes it's a,
Oh my gosh.
There's a sound for everything.
Yeah,
That's
no.
right.
yeah.
There is.
This
there
comes
is.
up quite a bit.
What was that, Austin?
Being speechless
Yes.
requires sound.
Doesn't necessarily mean without speech.
Morgan's doing some. Morgan, give us your speechless. What's your best speechless?
So stupid. That was the hardest thing for me to learn, man. But the hardest one for me was when someone walks in and you notice them.
Yeah.
And just a notice
yeah.
from someone walking in, because that's like, at least when you're speechless, you're like, in real life, you could be kind of trying to get somewhere.
Sure.
When somebody walks in the door, you never go.
I mean, I do now sometimes.
I feel like even just me hearing you, I'm going to be like super self-conscious of everything I do now.
Like, it might make sense if you're like mid-conversation and then you're just like, oh, hi. But like, not like just like total silence and like,
old boy.
Too,
Yeah, go for it.
what's hard too is different directors have very strong opinions about how they like their reactions to be done for
Sure.
their shows. So like, all directors have different styles, of course, but you would never think that they would be so particular about how they like the reactions, because some like them to be as subtle as possible, almost to the point of we have to do it because it's in the script, but we don't really want to hear it. Some directors are like that. And then some directors
That's so funny.
are like, give me more voice, like really like make that reaction as enormous as possible. So really, it varies.
Morgan, were you raising your hand for subtle? Team subtle?
Yeah. Well, am I the only director here? Is anyone else directing?
I think so.
nope.
Okay.
You're alone.
Well, because this is really shameful, but I actually haven't watched a whole lot of anime in my life. Not like exorbitant amounts. And so I'm still on the make it sound like a normal person train. unless the character gets big, and then I want the biggest thing you can give.
Yeah.
No, there's
because let's just go for it.
There's one sound in particular I have a hard time with. Does anybody else have a hard time with the amazed sound? Like, amazed by something. I never know what sound to make.
Why? Because they always go up pretty much.
Because like I always want to do like a whoa, and they're like, well, no, they're not saying whoa, like it's just a reaction. And I'm like,
yeah.
I always go the exact opposite direction because usually for them, they go, huh? Anytime I hear that, I just go,
Inhale,
try that.
Exhale.
I'm gonna make this my own.
This is great. This is a free masterclass, everybody watching right now. I mean, come on. Aaron, was that your amazed face that you were doing? You were stuck in sort of amazed face.
Yeah, I don't even make that's why I don't get cast that much. I don't even make sound. They have a wallet group that comes in to do all of my open mouth, clenched teeth surprise stuff.
You have a reaction double, a reaction voice double, or stunt person. Oh my gosh!
Open mouth amazing I go to is like a vibrato of like heavy breath, which is like, and something stupid.
Let's do these last two questions, super rapid fire, and then we got to get out of here. But that was so amazing. From Black Dark Roses, how do you like your coffee? Since we're talking Tokyo Ghoul here, how does everyone like their coffee? Austin, go. Yeah,
I have black coffee with me right now.
Black coffee, Aaron.
Sometimes I like to put nut milk in it.
Ooh, all right, very nice. All right, so black coffee, maybe with nut milk. Aaron.
I like my stuff. I like a refined bean that tastes like chocolate. To be cold brewed and then iced so that it just feels like I'm drinking chocolate water first thing in the morning, that I can get as high as possible on caffeine to jumpstart this lawnmower and start the day.
Wow. I feel it's almost like we prepped that question beforehand. I don't know. Yeah, that was pretty good. Lindsay, favorite coffee?
I mean, my answer is like not nearly that exciting. I like my coffee black, but sometimes with a little bit of unsweetened almond milk.
Okay. All right. See, everyone has their specifics. I like it. Sarah, are you drinking coffee right now? It looks like you have a dark beverage in it.
No, that's blood.
Oh, that's blood. Got it.
I'm so embarrassed right now that you didn't know that.
How did you?
My bad.
Calling her out.
Root beer. I generally like lattes, but with oat milk. That's kind of my go-to, that or a cappuccino kind of style. But I'll take coffee whatever which way, as long as there's some form of a creamer.
Very nice.
But not like white.
Not too much. No.
Yeah.
A lot of representation for like the alternative milks so far, like nut, almond, right? Yeah.
I'll
Morgan,
try oat milk.
Oat milk. That's the other one.
I like an Ethiopian yirgacheffe, fresh ground in the morning, and then poured over with a pour over, and that's it. Yeah.
What in the world? What do you mean that's it? What was that?
That's amazing.
I am that jerk, y'all. I am a coffee snob.
Just like our cups of coffee, so too are the characters portrayed in Tokyo Ghoul. And I think, let's do some quick shout outs. We have, again, a ton of fans watching from around the world that are here and are super excited to have you all here. Thank you to all that submitted questions. Again, quick shout out to all the countries watching, obviously across the US, Mexico, the UK, Canada. Where else are we from? India in the house, Jersey, Kentucky, Chicago, Vegas, Oregon, France, the Netherlands, all over the place. Obviously, Texas represent here. Just quick final shout outs to the fans, not only of Tokyo Ghoul, but obviously of all of your work. There was a lot of, specific questions for different shows that you've been in. And, this is, it was tough. We just couldn't get to those ones, but just all of the fans of your anime work and your acting work. I just love to do a quick shout out. Let's go. Let's start with the gentleman, Austin.
Wait, sorry. What am I supposed to say?
Just final shout outs to the fans. We should have ended on coffee, but no, we should have ended on coffee. I knew I had my out, and then I was kidding.
Thanks everyone for listening to me talk.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Austin. Aaron?
Hey, everyone. This is a crazy time. Everyone's highly stressed financially. There's a lot of things happening. Try to give grace when you can and where you can. My father just texted me to apologize for being a butthole. So what I'm saying is everyone in this time should get a wide berth, maybe. There's a lot of pressures. There's a lot of things that are happening. Some of them are real and some of them are not real. So love one another, wash your hands, cover your face. And I hope that we get through this and we get to see each other in person one day.
Awesome. Thanks, Aaron.
Way to high road me there, Robert.
Right?
Someone had to say it.
Yeah. Lindsay?
Like what he said. No, this is so much fun. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I think I speak for everyone here that we all really love doing these. So thanks for participating and sending in questions. We're really sorry for the ones we weren't able to get to. But hopefully for those of you who signed up for one-on-one chats, if you had a question that didn't get answered, we can answer it there. Also, before I go, my dog Ajax wanted to say goodbye. So let me get it. He's on the floor right now. Very normal resting position for him. He's really special.
The back sleeper.
Awesome. Ajax. Sarah.
Thank you so much for coming to our show. I had so much fun being here. I really miss all of you guys, and it was wonderful meeting you too, Mike. It'd be nice to see you again one day. All of you watching here too. It would be lovely to see you again. And if we're talking one-on-one, I'm excited to see you.
Yeah, it's happening soon, fans.
Yeah.
And Morgan.
I don't have a pet. I just wanted to say that we didn't talk about it, and I'm super jealous.
I didn't want to single you out. What's your love? Like, what's a thing that you love?
Oh no, I love pets.
Oh, okay.
I'm highly allergic to cats, and I can't find a good dog that won't make me die either. So there's that. What Aaron said, I mean, my heart just went on a roller coaster for that, because while we're here and we're having fun and all of that, it is really hard right now. And just to add to what he's saying, take care of yourself, and thank God anime is still happening.
Yes.
So thanks for being here and for supporting us and the work. And we're going to keep working our butts off.
No more
I don't know what the rating is. We're going to keep working our tushies off to bring it to you. So I can't wait to meet you guys. And thanks again.
Yeah, good luck. And that, good luck on all your upcoming projects. The one solace we've been able to find in this is that voiceover can still happen, Matt, you know what I mean, well enough. And so shout out to all the editors and ADR directors and all of you, all the actors for continuing to work, you know what I mean, and give us content because we crave it. And honestly, like if you haven't seen Tokyo Ghoul or you haven't watched in a while, it's all there on Hulu and obviously Funimation. Yeah, put the headphones on. The music is beautiful. The art is beautiful. And these all amazing actors do an amazing job. So definitely go back and revisit or watch it for the 10th time if you're under.
And we're beautiful.
Yeah, and everyone is beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. And you're all beautiful people too. And your pets are lovely. And I'm sure you're nice people and I would gladly buy you all of your specific coffees. Let's give it up one more time for the cast of Tokyo Ghoul, everybody. Let's hear it for Austin Tindle, Aaron Roberts, Lindsay Seidel, Sarah Wiedenheft, and Morgan Lauré.
Hi, this is Aaron Ashmore, and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe like now. Oh, and have fun and follow your fandom.